Alright, Exo-Bridge installation. In this video, we are going to be installing the Exo-Bridge to the Steadicam Exovest. I recommend that you fly your rig before installing the Exo-Bridge. This way you have a good comparison of what your Exovest normally feels, and then with the Exo-Bridge installed onto it. My Exovest is not modified in any way before this install. I'm literally going straight from how I normally wear it to installing the Exo-Bridge with no variations. The 3/16 Allen tool is not included in this kit, so you'll want to grab one from your tool bag. First, take photos of your vest settings for the hips, front and back rods, and shoulder straps in case you ever need to reverse back to your original Exovest. Remove the rear hip pads and take out the inner filler layer. Attach the 19mm base clip with Velcro facing inward by pressing on one side to snap it onto the rods and then the other side. Snap in the mid clip just above the base clip. Place the 19 to 16mm bridge clip with the small side above the rod latch assembly. For shorter rods, use the top bridge clip. To remove clips, hold the outside of the clip inward away from the rods, then the other. Do not twist. Reattach the rear hip pads directly next to the base clip. Increase the hip straps to about 2 finger widths. This is an estimate as you'll make your final adjustments when refitting your vest. Here's an example of the 3 different types of 16mm clips you'll be installing. Pull the upper back pad of the Exovest down to detach it from the Velcro. Here's an example of an operator that uses their vest with 19 gradation marks on the back and 1 booster pad. These are the clips that are included in their kit. 3 16mm clips, 3 small clips, and the top clip. I'll start by installing the 16mm standard size clips, stacking them one above the other. Then I'll install the small clips. As you can see, I have 2 spare small clips, and I've run out of room to install the top clip. I could replace the small clip with the top clip, but that's not ideal, as doing so would leave excess space on the rods, allowing the clips to travel more than necessary. Instead, I'll replace one standard size clip with a small clip. This reduces the amount of travel on the rods and creates a more flush, streamlined look for the Exo-Bridge on your Exovest. These spare clips are included to give you flexibility for different variation options you may want to explore with your Exo-Bridge. Place the bottom of the 19mm cover on the opposite side of the base clip and lay it flat against the rods. Lift the 19mm base clip to align the screw holes and place a screw in each to hold it in place. Lightly tighten the screws with a 3/16 Allen key. You only need to lightly tighten these once you feel resistance. That's as far as you need to go. Here are the examples of the 16mm covers. Each cover matches its corresponding clip name. Add the cover pieces from bottom to top. Adjust the rods if you need clearance to install the top cover. Once it's in place, lower the rods back to its original position. Lightly tighten the screws with a 3/16 Allen key. If you notice any play in the top clip, continue tightening the screw gradually until the assembly holds firmly with light pressure. Attach Velcro strips on the plate to the front inside of the vest. Press fit the center pad. Before installing the lumbar pad, inflate the air bladder to check for leaks. Press on the air bladder to make sure it holds its pressure. Then, press the deflation button and apply pressure to the air bladder to release the air. Place the base of the lumbar pad on the same surface as your vest. Make sure to center the pad to the clips and then press it firmly onto the Velcro. Ensure that the front hip pad next to the socket block has the zipper facing upward to mount the hip pad clamp. Open the zipper past the curved portion of the hip pad to create enough access. Insert the clamp with the flat side inside the pad and the jaw positioned on the outside underneath the elastic flap. Fold the clamp closed until it latches. It should not require much force. If it doesn't clamp properly, pull it out slightly and try again. To attach the ARVC, snap the deflation button assembly by inserting the shorter side first, followed by the deflation button side. Secure the hard side Velcro to the latch of the hip pad clamp. Then pull the zipper closed underneath the hip pad clamp. The ARVC is fitted with hook side Velcro if the placement of the hip pad does not work for you. Feel free to find a new location to place the ARVC. Before installing the single pads, reattach the upper back pad of the Exovest. Locate the fabric fold where the Velcro sits. Position the fold side down just above the lumbar pad. Install each single pad one above the other until you reach the top of the upper back pad. Depending on your gradation marks and booster pad setup, you may have a spare single pad, which may be useful if you explore different variation options. Here's an example of a vest fitted for a person who goes from a no booster option to using the dual booster variation. The no booster option uses 4 single pads and 1 small clip. The dual booster option uses 3 single pads and 2 small clips. Now that your Exo-Bridge is installed on your Steadicam Exovest, please watch the next video on how to properly tune the Exo-Bridge. This step is important to ensure you get the best possible performance. Thanks for watching.